Hello, everyone. This is Logan, and today I am joined with Orc War Chief Reviews to bring a Eldiner Cinema Aftermath review of Robin Hood Men in Tights. Orc and I just watched this as part of our members only stream. We watched the movie, did not talk about anything but the movie, definitely did not get into any geopolitical quagmires, no siree.
Well,
So,
you have to find out. You have to find out by
yeah,
spending
well,
three
I mean,
dollars.
you think I'm lying. It very much sounds like I'm lying. And in fact, I almost certainly am lying. But in order to know for absolute sure, uh, subscribe for $3 a month. You have access to not just El Diener Cinema, where we watch a variety of different movies. We watched Robin Hood Men in Tights. We've watched anime before. We've watched action films, horror films, a bunch of different things. We've watched like television shows, OVAs, everything, anything and everything. And I also do ROM Roulette and Request, where I essentially kind of do ROM Pourri, but make it more of a random search. I try to find hidden gems that I've never heard of, and ideally you've never heard of. So again, you get up to 4 videos a month that do not appear anywhere publicly on YouTube for just $3 a month. That's almost nothing. And speaking of almost nothing, here is Orc War Chief Reviews. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. So, what did you think of the movie? You've seen this a number of times, haven't you?
This is an absolute classic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's where a lot of people say this is where Mel Brooks kind of started falling off the panel. I do not agree with that. I've always thought Mel Brooks is a solid, solid writer, and usually he does good, decent comedy. But a lot of his comedy is of the era. This is super
The
90s.
comedy.
Yeah,
The
comedy. Yeah.
comedy is going down the tubes! Sorry.
Mhm. That's modern day comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
The comedy economy.
yeah, yeah, but that's basically how where I sit with this. This was something of the '90s, and it truly feels like something of the '90s, which isn't bad. The
Mm-hmm.
'90s is a good era.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely it feels of its time, in the way of like Spaceballs also kind of felt of its time. It was parodying things that were culturally relevant when they came out.
Mhm.
Blazing Saddles kind of had like a Blazing
A
Saddles
heavy
kind of.
'60s, a heavy '60s vibe. It was actually
Well,
very
it was a
roach.
'70s, but like the
Yeah,
westerns kind
'70s
of
'60s
had like a
vibe.
bit of a revival in the '70s, and that kind of
Yeah,
coincided with Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles,
but
to
it
be
had a
fair, was more parodying like the '50s westerns that were kind of.
no. That was such a parody of the '70s, including the race relations of the '70s at that era.
Yeah, well,
It was
that's what I'm
very
saying.
interesting.
Is like the it was more of a parody of like the '50s that like kind of existed like before the civil rights movement, just when they didn't give a shit. And I sort of see Blazing Saddles as sort of like sort of like a look. It's kind of funny how like it's seen as like the anti woke movie, because I think the movie is actually kind of woke in its own way, of just like, this is how far we've gone in 20 years, and this is how far we still have left to go. Kind of like a commentary on that.
It is basically a movie for the era by that era. It has
Yeah.
so much energy that literally runs off that type of movie.
And in the
It's a
same vein,
solid movie. It's a very
Spaceballs.
solid movie too.
Spaceballs was a direct parody of Star Wars, which had come out not even 10 years prior, and all of the sci-fi movies that kind of came in its wake. Things like Crawl or Dune, which we actually watched not too long ago. Go check that out.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say Spaceballs is heavily inspired by the
well,
movie, the
it's
sci-fi
mostly
movies of the
inspired by
60s and
Star
70s.
Wars, but also, you know,
Well,
Star
60s,
Wars type
70s, but
media
it
was very
has
much in the zeitgeist at that point.
like I mean the Winnebago thing is a running joke reference that like that type of energy that this movie has. It's very much like, and that's the thing about this movie. Men in Tights is of the fucking era. I
Hmm.
mean, this starts with a rap.
Yeah, it literally starts with a '90s style rap number.
Yeah, and it has energy. It works because it is so 90s. Like I would have to say the only movie I felt that was kind of timeless for Mel Brooks is Dracula Dead Loving It. Dead
Yeah,
Loving It is the
which is
only timeless
considered
movie he ever did.
widely considered to be the worst of his movies. To be fair, I've
It's
never
one of the
seen it, so
worst, yeah.
I don't have any actual comment on that.
Yeah, it's considered one of his worst. Although, like, I don't agree with that. Oh, sorry about that. I don't agree with that. I was moving a dish.
Yeah.
No, it's considered one of the worst, which is wrong. I still think that's wrong. But we're talking about Men in Tights. Men in Tights is a phenomenal. I mean, Jesus fuck! It's just a phenomenally fun movie, and you have an all-star cast.
Hmm.
Like you have a well-known actor that's I can't remember the guy's name now. Fuck, brain fart.
I should probably look this up on IMDb.
Yeah, you have Tracy Ullman in there as well.
Yeah,
You have a well-known comedian and a sitcom star that's in this movie playing Prince John. You have Jean-Luc Picard himself, Patrick Stewart in this movie at
Dave
the end.
Chappelle was apparently in it somewhere.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle is the black guy.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to miss him. He's black.
yeah, fair enough. He be blacking it up.
Yeah, and he's fun. Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle. That's the Dave Chappelle era where he was kind of fun. This is before he got his show,
yeah.
and the Chappelle show is fucking to this day. It is
Oh, for
that
sure.
is something of its time, but it is great. Like especially the Wayne Brady episode is
General
fucking just
Cornrow
great.
Wallace.
Yeah,
Rick
yeah. The
James,
Wayne Brady
bitch.
episode. Yeah, no. The what's it called? Well, Wayne Brady one was really good.
Oh, I don't know if
That was a
I've
good
seen
episode.
that, but
Wayne Brady got to choke a bitch again. Again? Yeah, yeah. He basically because Wayne Brady plays this. He's a
the star
wholesome.
of the movie is uh Carrie Evans. Carrie Elwes, I guess.
Yeah,
E
he's
L
in.
W E S Elwes.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. He actually plays a lot of bad guys recently. That seems to be his role. The most
Richard
last movie he
Lewis was
was.
Prince John, really?
Yeah, that was Richard Lewis.
Interesting.
There's
Yeah,
the guy.
that's the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I know him.
Yes, yeah. He was. He's also. You also have a famous soap star playing the sheriff. That's a soap star.
Roger Rees.
Yeah, Roger Reach is a soap star, if I remember correctly.
Angie
They're.
Yasbeck is Martin.
Mhm.
Mark Mark Blankfield, Dave Chappelle,
Yeah,
Isaac Hayes is in this, which
yeah.
is
He's the
another
blind guy.
black guy apparently.
Oh well, there's a lot of guys in this movie that
Yeah,
are really good,
Isaac
and they
Hayes
did a
is
great job.
chef on South Park. He was also
Yeah. There's good comedy in this movie, and
yeah.
there really is really good comedy in this movie, and that's the thing is like I said, it is a product of its time.
Yeah.
If you watch this movie, you can't watch this for how did my friend put it? Don't watch it thinking to yourself, "Oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch this, and it's gonna be like this, and this." No, it's one of those movies where you actually have to sit down, watch it, and enjoy it. And like most Mel Brooks movies.
Dom DeLuise was in
It's
this movie apparently. I'm sorry, I
Yes,
was looking at this.
he was the mobster. Logan. This is the first time watching it. Logan's gonna have to sit down and watch this movie again.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that it gets funnier as you watch it because then you miss something, and that's a lot of Mel Brooks movies. are like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, there's a
his,
lot of like really clever visual gags. One of the
yeah, yeah.
things, sorry to interrupt, but I will say, like, on this topic, one of the things that I constantly pointed out while watching the movie is even if there was not a single joke in this movie, it is a very fun, well choreographed action movie.
Oh, the fight scenes. Yeah, the fight
Yeah,
scenes are really well done.
Mel Brooks, like, people talk about how funny Mel Brooks writing is, and it is funny. It is very funny. But
Mhm.
aside from that, he was just a really good director. No expense spared. Really
Yeah.
well timed, really well choreographed. He's just a really solid
Yeah.
director with or without jokes.
Well, that's the thing with Mel Brooks. The thing with this movie is the sad thing is Mel Brooks could, if you gave him a good script or you gave him a good direction, he could go with it. You see, Mel Brooks is best when he has people backing him. That everyone here liked this movie,
Yeah.
and everyone here was a part of this movie. Enjoyed, like those who talk about it. They have fond feelings about the movie, and they have fond feelings about Mel Brooks. He was able to get the best out of his actors. He's one of those few directors that's able to pull out the comedy of it. Like it's Steven Spielberg. He's hit and miss with his movies when it comes to pulling acting out. He's good at visual effects. Steven Spielberg, take Batteries Not Included, take Jurassic Park, take the other movies. He's good at getting that energy out of
Mm-hmm.
people. A good example of this is, like I said, Jurassic Park is a great example of this, where he gets that. But his directing sometimes, when he directs the people, that's when it falls apart sometimes. Like he's just like Batteries Not Included is a great example of this, which he technically wasn't really directing. Um, he kind of has that hit and miss with his goal line. I Mel Brooks is always good at doing stuff. The only time I think Mel Brooks has problems is if you force him to do shit. Good
Yeah.
example of this is the Spaceballs TV show. That show
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
And like when
Well, to be
he's
fair though,
I
Mel Brooks, generally speaking, is pretty smart about like not generally speaking pretty smart about not putting himself in that position.
mm,
He's usually kind of able to. He's just a smart guy, so he can kind of like work within the system to. A great example of this is the Blazing Saddles TV show that only existed as a result of contractual
people
obligations so
asking,
that he
yeah.
wouldn't have to make a Blazing Saddles 2, which he really didn't want to do.
Well, like he's even said people have asked him to do Blazing Saddles too. People even asked him for the comic book thing, and he's like, "How? Why would you do that? It had a good middle, good set, and good end."
Yeah, exactly.
And that has some great like some of the acting in that one, like the actress who's like, "I'm tired," the singer for there, the one that Gene Wilder gets the hots for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired. It's really fucking good. Like there's some
Mm-hmm.
great, it's a quotable movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's not the thing about this. Like there's quotable parts in this.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I could have. Oh, I heard that arrow coming 100 miles away. It's like, oh, how'd you hear that? It's like, I heard the arrow coming away. Oh, that's so great. What'd you say? you know. Then you have another one is like, they're like the a black sheriff. What worked in Blazing Saddles? Oh yeah, okay. Like it's good to be king. Like it's good to be king. Like I never remember hearing that back in the day. It wasn't until this movie came out, and they really he was good at playing roles that he's good at getting stuff out of people. And that's like I
Yeah,
said, it's a solid movie. It's in my opinion,
exactly.
it's a solid movie. And that's the best way to put it.
Like,
So what do you want to
you
rate
know,
this, Logan?
like
Oh,
that's the thing is like it's kind of a shame that comedy movies don't win Best Picture because like if there were ever a comedy movie to win Best Picture, I don't know if it would be this. I don't know if it would be like Blazing Saddles, but like again, take the comedy out of it and
you
you have a
can't
really well directed piece of cinema.
see the problem with that is you can't do that. Like comedy doesn't you can't make comedy good. Like Mrs. Doubtfire was I think one of the few ones that actually almost had a chance. And Patch Adams is a awful fucking movie.
It is.
Yeah, especially when you find out the truth about behind Patch
Yeah,
Adams. That is a
exactly. Like
fucking
the actual guy fucking hated it, and he had every right to.
oh yeah, like they fucked with that movie in such a horrible fucking way. And yeah, and so like I know we're going off on the tangent there, but yeah. So what do you want to rate this movie before we keep going
Oh, we're
on
doing
tangent?
ratings now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, well,
um,
yeah.
I would say preliminary. I would say my initial rating. I would honestly say like I would say like a 7 out of 10. Maybe like a 7.5 because like yes, it is very much of its time, and that is a like that's what's gonna happen when you kind of try to be current and try to make like kind of sort of cultural references.
Well,
That's
it's a
what's gonna
parody
happen.
movie.
It's of its
Yeah,
time in the same way The Simpsons was of its time. But
yeah, and that's why the Simpsons are now falling apart because it's stepped out of
it's
time. It's no
still
longer
yeah, well,
yeah,
it's fallen downhill because they're on
yeah.
season like 40 now. So,
Yeah, yeah. We should actually one of these days we should have a talk about the Simpsons and how legacy it was. We'll do that on my channel one of these days.
it's
Um,
honestly, I feel like The Simpsons, if The Simpsons ever went off the air, I think the earth would just explode. The Simpsons is the one thing keeping the world whole.
well, that's like saying Garfield is a valuable asset.
It,
Um,
I mean, Garfield hasn't gone away yet. They're still merchandising it, so who
well,
knows? If
that's
Garfield ever
because
goes
that's
away,
because
the Earth could also fall apart.
well that's because Garfield's an SPC now. Anyway, yeah, my feelings the same way. Seven all the way. Like that's the best way I could put it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like again, like I said, a lot of really good jokes. Like me saying it's of its time. Like I said, The Simpsons was of its time, and The Simpsons was also written very well. They had
Hmm.
a lot of good writers at the time. I mean, like some of the great, like
Me.
Stephen Colbert started out as a Simpsons writer.
Okay. We'll definitely do a Simpsons talk. How about that, Logan? Me and you will have a Simpsons talk and
Yeah,
what
at
it is
some
now,
point, I wouldn't
what it
mind
isn't.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be a good conversation piece. But
Yeah,
yeah, as talking about this, it's a solid movie. I'm trying to keep us on track,
yeah, it is a
so we're not
solid
completely
movie.
ranting.
Like I said,
Yeah,
though, it's really well written, but like the
it
jokes
is a
are really
product of
well
its time.
written, but the actual movie itself is really well written.
Yeah, and it's the thing.
If you want a really funny movie, I mean, Mel Brooks is in the title. I think that should sell you on it alone, despite anything
Yeah,
else that I've said.
yeah,
If you
exactly.
want a good
Yeah.
action movie and you don't even care about the jokes, still watch the movie.
Mhm. Alrighty. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And yeah, that's the best way to put it. I
Yeah,
guess I'd like to thank everybody, and thank you
yeah.
so much,
Thank you
Logan, for
guys
having me
for
on.
watching.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
See ya.